Hi, my name is Brent Bradshaw and my new company is called NewCo. This week I was required to test NewCo's value proposition by surveying my gurus and customers. Each guru and customer was sent their respective survey via email with appropriate background information and associated expectations. In addition to the survey, I called each of the gurus and the customers to discuss their respective results. This proved to be very informative. So now let's take a look at the survey results, specifically first from the customer side. The customers found NewCo's value proposition somewhat clear and were generally open to the concept of trading their goods on a non-monetary trade platform. The customers suggested that although they would be motivated to use NewCo's platform for both the potential of savings and for contributing to the greater good of society, they were more interested in the latter motivator. Customers suggested that contributing to the greater good of society was somewhat defined by helping the environment through a reduction in global consumption. However, a few customers did provide alternative definitions to this, i.e., giving to specific charities. Customers indicated that they would be very interested in trading their goods for a charitable tax receipt and would prefer this to receiving trade credits or other goods. Customers were somewhat confused with the concept of trade credits and were not convinced as to the overall value to NewCo's trading platform. Customers overwhelmingly suggested that they would prefer to have control over the charities that their monies were actually donated to, and that they would be very interested in NewCo creating a star recognition system that recognizes individuals for contributing to the greater good of society. Now, from the perspective of my gurus, the gurus were not convinced that the current value proposition was meeting the need that is currently not being met. They were unanimous in their belief that users may not be open to the concept of trading their goods on a non-monetary trade platform, and that the use of trade credits might be confusing. The concept of potential savings may not be compelling enough to motivate users to trade, a critical element to the success of NewCo. All gurus believe that users would be willing to trade goods for a cause that ultimately contributed to the greater good of society. So what effect does this have on my business model canvas? Based on the results of the surveys and additional comments provided by my gurus and customers, I am recommending a change to NewCo's product offering and associated value proposition. Specifically, I will be eliminating the concepts of non-monetary and trade credits from NewCo's platform and will instead focus on the online marketplace that is driven by the concept of philanthropy. Now, for my updated product description, NewCo will provide a global online marketplace where users can buy and sell with other users, where all transactional proceeds are donated to a charity of the seller's choice. NewCo will collect the proceeds from each transaction and remit the proceeds, less a nominal administration fee, to the seller's choice of charity, ultimately providing the seller with a charitable tax receipt for their respective donation and recognition for their philanthropic efforts. Now for the value proposition of this new product. NewCo's online marketplace will provide users with the opportunity to buy and sell goods on a global online marketplace that is driven by the concept of philanthropy. For sellers, NewCo will unlock value in goods that are currently being stored by allowing them to sell these goods to other users in return for charitable tax receipts for donations made to the charitable organizations of their choice and ultimately recognitions for their philanthropic efforts. For buyers, NewCo will provide users with the opportunity to acquire desired goods at values that would be less than values for the same goods purchased through traditional retail channels. Buyers would also know that each of their respective transactions was ultimately contributing to the greater good of society, as each transaction would help the environment by reducing global consumption, with all proceeds being donated to a philanthropic cause. Thank you. How's that? Huh?
Good.